Good morning,
Uh-oh.
everybody. Good morning. It is Guido coming at you from the left side of the Atlantic with a coffee talk.
And it's Pilgrim from the correct side of the Atlantic with a nice cup of royal blend tea, shilling Guido's mug. Buy
Wait.
one today, New Year.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, folks, it's been a rocky start here in the U.S. to the new year, but here's to 2021. Glad to see all you guys. I hope you got your coffee. I've got mine. The only thing I'm going to say about the whole situation is this cup, which is probably one of my favorite coffee cups of all time because it says the problem with political jokes is that they get elected, and it's got just so you don't think I'm not firing at both sides. It's got both symbols on there, right? So
Good man. Let's keep the politics balanced.
exactly balanced, fair, and no, I won't do that because that triggers
No,
people in the states. Anyway,
right.
guys, thanks for coming by, man. We're going to talk tanks today. That's what we
That's
do.
what we're here for.
I had a good week, pretty much. My son scored a goal yesterday. That was cool.
Excellent. That's
Yeah,
what we
man.
need.
Yeah, man. For his first varsity goal,
Wow.
played really well. They played a team they almost always lose to, beat them 3-1. They
All
played a
right.
team that was number three in the state last year. I don't think they're quite that good this year, but
Right.
held them to 3-1, which for that little school was quite a game for them.
What position does he play?
You know what? He's turned into a utility player, which is pretty awesome.
Good. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
good. All-round player.
he didn't really have he was just a scrawny kid as a freshman
Yeah.
and not very good at soccer. He could be extremely good if he actually put a whole bunch of effort in. He likes soccer, but he doesn't. He's not that kid that kicks the ball to school every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. You've got to be that kid, haven't you? You've got to be the one
Yeah,
that carries
yeah.
on in your backpack all the
But I mean,
time.
he likes the sport. He likes the game. He likes the team. And so anyway, he started as kind of a, I think, right back, right or left back, and then
Oh,
center back. They moved him there, and then they put him up front to whenever they needed to park the bus, they'd shift him up front because he's got speed
yeah,
and
yeah.
not a particularly great shot, but he can kind of he actually has a really nice pass, a good touch on a pass, so he can create
Yep.
stuff with passes up front if they need. Then they started putting him in mid, so now the coach just puts him wherever he needs him,
Cool. No,
which
that's good.
is yeah.
There was a player who used to play for Liverpool Football Club many years ago. I was in my teens, early teens, and there was three of us used to go to the Cop and watch the game religiously, day in, day out, weekends, and so on. And this player, we used to call ourselves one of the players. So my mate was Kevin Keegan, the other one was John Toshak, and I was a guy called Steve Highway. I know, but
Yeah,
it's what you do as kids, isn't it?
yeah,
So I was Steve Highway, and he was sounds like your kid. He had blazing speed. He was a winger. He could get down the wing and threaten the defence in seconds. He was absolute, but he was crap at everything but that and passing. You know what I mean? So he couldn't score to save his life, but he could
yeah,
get down the wing and he could threaten the defence and he could pass the ball into the box. Kevin Keegan sat there waiting for it all day long. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there you
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. So that was fun. Oh, it was cold yesterday in
Right.
Florida, and I know a lot of you guys are going to laugh at me, but I'm going to tell you what the temperature was: 45. Most of you, most of you are like, "What? That's not even. That's hot." But
Yeah, that's my summer.
yeah, for Florida, that sucked, man. Holy cow!
Right. Okay, so you've got your fleece on. I've noticed.
Oh yeah, this is the permanent fixture, man. Anytime it drops below 60, I got to put
Put your
my
fleece on.
me jumper.
Your jumper. Oh, brilliant.
Oh man, hey, sad man. Christmas is over. Look at this
I know.
cool garage we have, and this is it, man. This is the
Yeah.
last, literally the last day.
Shame, innit?
Yeah, yeah. Jeez. All right, what are we going to talk about today, guys? We got a lot of good stuff to talk about. You know, Christmas is over, so we're moving into the next phase of what's going on. We've got 1.11 coming out, point one, 1.11.1. We have there's other holidays coming up. We've got definitely have some premium tanks lurking around in the super test and in 1.11.1. They're not coming out with that patch, but they will pretty soon, I would imagine. They've got some of the German premiums and stuff out there. We got the Italian line that's going to show up in 1.11.1. So while Christmas is ending there, Pilgrim, I think there's going to be obviously big plans for Wargaming to keep on moving on.
Well, again, this is a huge event for them. They must have made, dollars hand over fist, really, as they always do, which is fine. We're benefiting from that as well because we're getting good stuff. So they're going to probably look towards the next thing, which I would imagine is something between now and Easter. There may well be a marathon in there. The way the
Yeah.
Italian heavies are going to come out. They'll push the premium Italian as much as they can. So yeah, I think there's interesting days ahead. If you look between the lines, it looks like they're ramping up for something decent in the next couple of months. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it. Yeah.
I'm not good with numbers, but they probably made about $7 or $8.
I think it's around about there. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard that on the interweb. It was about they made about $8, I think, which is like massive
8.
profit.
Holy cow! I was
Massive. Yeah. But I that's the internet, so it could be a little bit less than that.
like $7.87 or so, probably.
Yeah, they probably rounded it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hunter Battle Challenge is ongoing, although it's kind of been derailed by EU for a month and a half or 2 months. Also by Operation Chuck, which I hope you guys saw that video. We're going to talk about that later.
Okay.
Some interesting responses to that, but Operation Chuck is ongoing. Just as an aside, though, I have a couple other Manicore videos coming up with Chuck involved, and I had a really good run of about 6-1, and then yesterday I played a bit, and I played a lot of Manicore. I went 4-11 yesterday. I lost 3% win rate on my. I was throwing good money after bad. It was just, oh yeah, I'm losing. How about we double down? I just kept going at it, and that was
You got the Las Vegas bug, didn't you?
Yeah.
You thought you were in Nevada City.
I mean, I cranked it up to 55. No, it's low battles. I'm at 150 or so. So a win streak or loss streak moves the needle pretty well. But I was at 55% win rate in it. Now I'm down at 52, and that was oh jeez.
Yeah, that hurts, doesn't it? And you look at it and you go, "Why did I do that? Why on earth did I do that?"
It was just one of those days where I could do 6,000 combined and lose.
Yes.
And I could do 300 combined and still lose. Like nobody was carrying my dead carcass, and when I did well, I could not carry the dead carcass. So somehow I was always tied to the dead carcass.
I hate those games where it feels like you've had a massively great game, and then towards the end of it you get time because you're not so focused on the battle, and you look at your damage count, it's 682, and you go, what?
Yeah,
I've just had a brilliant game. What happened there?
Yeah. Well, then there's the other ones where you don't think you really did much of anything, and it's over, and you look down and you've got 4,000 damage. You're like,
exactly. You're like, where did that come from?
Yeah, how did I do that?
Yeah.
And then there's those other days where it just feels like you're bashing your head against a brick wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
DCS content came out yesterday, so if you're interested in that, you can check that video out from yesterday. Next stream will be Friday, guys. My next day's not off. It's not until Friday, but as per usual, because we're still on COVID rules, some days I don't work too much and I might have some time. I don't think that's really going to happen this week because I think we're all chock-a-block with simulators, but we'll see. If I show up on stream, then you'll know that has happened. If I don't, I will see you Friday. Box giveaway, Pilgrim, thank you for sorting that out. I still can't gift anything with the credit card. I have to get those weird CVS cards or whatever. I don't know why. I was trying to think about it because a couple guys said, hey, it might be a chargeback issue or something, and I'm thinking, why? How would that work? If you give a gift, the guy can't charge it back. He could charge it back to screw me up, I guess.
Oh, yeah. He could accept it and then refuse it.
But if that happens, I think they ban my account, so my account hasn't been banned. So I don't think that's. It may be related to that, it may be some corporate defense mechanism against that kind of thing, or maybe they just go, dude, I don't know why you're gifting so much stuff. That seems shady. No idea. So
it could well be an auto coding that says, if you do, because you have given a lot away, to be fair. Over Christmas, so it could well be a protection system which has protected you in a way, in so much that it hasn't. You could have been somebody banged your credit card and just.
Absolutely. So I get it. I do get it. I wish there was a way to sort of sort that out. And I thought maybe by sending the ticket, we've talked about this before. As a CC, I don't really have the marketing accounting guys don't know who the hell I am. Why would they? It's it's just the community guys. And it's not like I'm a big deal or anything, so I don't have any. Just for you guys' information, I don't have any real special avenues or channels to anybody other than the community guys. So I did send a standard ticket in, and I got kind of a boilerplate response that we're working on it. So anyway, it doesn't matter. You took care of it. I do appreciate that. The guy
cool.
the guy said thank you. So I'm going to
Oh,
leave names
good.
out of it.
I was a bit concerned because you said his name, and he said he's not in a clan. But the only person that came up with that name is actually in a clan. So I thought, well, I'll do it, but I was going to let you know. But it's fine. It's sorted. It's great.
Oh, you know what? That's because
Is it-
that's because these things down here don't show clans,
Oh, okay.
and that's what I was looking at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It was an honour. I'll tell you why it was an honour to do that, because he's a veteran.
Right.
God bless him, and thank you for your service, sir. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
So yeah, no problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
No problem.
Speaking of that, I did an interview with Wargaming talking about the veteran ID Me salute program. So we talked about that, and I shilled, basically.
Of course.
Basically said, people have to make their own personal decision on whether to get involved with ID Me. But if you get a discount at Lowe's and you've done their thing, I think Lowe's uses ID Me. If they don't use ID Me, they use a company that does the exact same thing. You don't know what I'm talking about. But the big box stores for hardware stores around here often have a discount for military.
Cool.
And in the past, you would go in and you would show them your ID and they'd put you in the system. But now they have it centralized through one of these third-party internet deals, and you go online and you set yourself up with that. So ID Me is the same thing. Now, people have to make their own decision. I don't scoff anyone who goes, you know what, I don't trust them, I'm not doing it. That's not noted. You got to make your own call on that stuff. But for me, it wasn't a big deal. All that information is out there anyway. I mean, holy cow, the amount of information you've given away on social media and everything.
Absolutely. Well, it doesn't harm anybody to be cautious. We get a veteran's ID card, and that gets us discounts at various stores around. But there's no centralised system like that, so we still use that. We get rail fare cheap and all that sort of good stuff, So
when they centralize it, it speeds up checkout, and I mean, there's orders, orders of magnitude. What's the word I'm looking for? Efficiencies of size or something, I guess.
There you go. That's a good one. You're such a manager, aren't you, when you have management speak?
That's not exactly the right term, but anyway, I think everyone understands what I'm saying. If you save it, let's say if you save the checkout person 10 seconds, it doesn't seem like much for that one person, but if you do it over thousands of checkout people and tens and hundreds of thousands of checkouts, ultimately that you can do a calculation and come up with a savings.
We'll go with order of magnitude, shall we?
Let's just throw out as many. Today is corporate bullshit terms.
Yes, let's do corporate. It's because you've been on interview with Wargaming. It's all coming back, isn't it? All this BS is now rolling off your tongues.
Well, I mean, they sent me my check.
There you go. Where's mine? I've got here.
You don't actually get a check. You just have
I owe you.
You just have to pay for things that I can't do.
Oh, exactly. I knew I had something right going for me here.
You're like the legislature. You have the power of the purse.
Oh, cool. Oh, I like that idea.
Except I don't put any money in it. You just have to figure it out.
See, I have the power of my purse. Well, I don't even have a purse. It's hers.
I better watch out because I should not be screwing with the house general's money, should I?
Oh, gosh, no.
All right.
No, she's already tapping the foot.
Missions and specials. Speaking of shilling, we're going to look at it, but holy cow, it's still Christmas, my friends. There's really nothing in here to talk about, and I looked at it. Let me get it called up here. Naturally, I'm going to have to mess with it because I don't know why it's doing this, but it is. Let's see. Chrome EXE. There we go. All right, cool. So, premium shop boxes. This is it, guys. I mean, if you're going to do it, you saw my video. Personally, I don't think there's any difference between the boxes now and the boxes earlier, but that, people have to make their own determination on that. They're still available today. They will not be available tomorrow.
Right. Oh, weren't they? I thought they was up until the 11th, or is it tomorrow? It's not.
Tomorrow is the 11th. Remember, it's that whole...
Yes.
The 11th, but it's like 6 in the morning, for us anyway, on the 11th. So I guess you still can get it tomorrow, right?
Yeah. I mean,
till when? Till like midday or something?
Yeah, until it becomes 6 in the morning for you guys, yeah.
Yep, there you go. All right, so that's NA 6-ish in the morning. So if at midnight tonight you've had a few cocktails and you know you just all of a sudden you're like, I need to get those last 75 boxes, you can still do it till 6 in the morning.
Yeah, but don't forget, Pilgrimonomics
Yeah.
is that they backloaded all the boxes, so you're going to get all the premium tanks just before 6 o'clock tomorrow.
You are the only person I've ever heard that has that.
No, seriously, go buy the boxes at 5.55 hours. You will get premium tanks and gold
At
and
half price.
yeah, and days off work and all sorts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. At midnight, it actually gets discounted 50%.
Yeah, there you go. See,
Yeah.
you've had the interview with Wargaming. See,
Yeah.
I told you.
That's not happening. Don't.
No, don't. Please don't. No, because I'll get the blame.
You guys can't quite see this, but for some reason I have 32 coupons. Do you have that many? Why do I have 32 coupons? Coupons.
Right, let me log in and I'll see what I've got, because I
Check this
don't
out.
know.
Oh, I've got the spinny guy. Maybe my coupons are. Nope, there they are. Look at this. All 10% coupons. Look at all these coupons. They all have the.
You're not going to be able to spend them all, are you?
They all have the exact same 4-day. Some kind of bug. I don't know, man. That's bizarre. Did you get one for every day you logged in or something during the event? I have no idea what's going on with that.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I've not logged in yet, so we'll see.
Well, you do
So
that.
how many did you get? One
I have
for every...
32. I don't know. I have 32 of them. I don't know why. That sounds like one for every day I logged in, I guess. Right? It's been about 32 days for the event. Chuck took 32 days to do, right?
Yeah.
Did he, or was it 30? I don't remember. Nobody else has any. Why do I have 32 coupons? I don't know. Premium account, standard. Vehicles, guys, standard. I don't think. Oh my gosh, it's taking forever today. CC perks, yeah. So I can spend money I don't need to spend because they give me everything. Yeah, they've got a 30-day package and a 7-day package with the BT7. Good deal for starting the game, but my goodness, if you were starting the game today, I would tell you to start your account and buy yourself 75 boxes.
Just get loads of boxes, yeah. It's all back-ended.
That's right. You'll get every premium.
I don't have any coupons, by the way.
I do not know why. You guys saw it. I have 32 coupons. It sounds like some kind of bug to me. It sounds like maybe there was a 10% coupon at the beginning, or there was a mission or something, and for some reason every day I log in I get another one.
I don't know. It's such favoritism for the CCs. It's disgusting, isn't it?
Those
Really?
those guys, and they're all stinky. They all suck.
Yeah, they're all stinky.
Yeah, that's been something on the forum too. People railing on. I think the thread, if you guys pay attention to the forum at all, the thread was talking about skill and Dez. You can get them as commanders on EU, and somebody brought it up, and then there was a discussion about, hey, I want this person, I want that person, and other people pipe in. The NACCs all suck, And
Really?
it's
It
awesome.
got that bad? It got that childish,
yeah.
did it?
Somebody, I think it was somebody, one of you guys in the community said, I want Guido. That was only one person said that. I thought that was cool. But some of the others like, oh, they all suck.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, man. Yeah, tanks for sale. Standard. There's just nothing here, guys, other than the boxes.
There's 3D skins, maybe, if you're into that, but that's about it. I think they're definitely going to be pushing the boxes right up to the nth minute, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
So I don't think this is really going to change till next week. Did you get into 3D styles?
No. The problem I've got also is that I don't think I've got the tanks for any of those styles, so I don't care anyway.
Give me one of the tanks that had a style. Was it
the 60T, whatever it is, the Polish
60T.
60TP. Yeah.
Polish?
I mean, I'm getting there with that, for example, but it doesn't float my boat to stick a 3D skin on it.
Oh, wait a minute, I do have it. I got this. That's it right there, right? Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Well, I got
Okay.
that one. Now, see, now my problem is I don't know if Wargaming threw it on my account or if I got it through the boxes. Oh, you know what? I bet what happened is Wargaming put it on my account. So it never showed up in the boxes because I already had it.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay.
happened because I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
I think once in the first few boxes, it tripped a 3D cam. I remember mentioning that the day I did the video of the first 100 boxes that I opened, but I never
Yeah.
saw another 3D camo past
Class.
that. So I
Yeah.
think what happened is we're going to put it on my account, and
Which would make sense because you have to do the content creation with it and all the rest of it.
yeah,
So.
yeah. I probably should
Okay.
feature those and have those shown to people. But there it is for that one, guys. This is actually pretty cool. Although, with the Wargaming, can you please stop putting gigantic AAA mounts on the back, on the hood, or the top of the tanks? It's
Just
stupid.
looks ridiculous.
It
Do
does.
you know what that is? That's a Soviet tank style. In the West, we had probably certainly the Americans had the 50 cal, but it wasn't so strident. But in the old Soviet era, they used to have these huge double-barreled anti-aircraft guns fitted to the top of the tanks. You know, like, it just I don't know why. Sorry, you carry on. I'll let you have a
No, I
rail
just
there.
I think we'd be hard pressed to find an actual tank that had something like that was operational. I could be wrong. Maybe you can find one from the 50s or 60s. Lots of weird stuff happened then with tanks and stuff. And this is a fake tank anyway. It's a made up tank.
Yeah.
It's a gamer guy going, "Ooh, that'll look cool." Well, it doesn't look cool. It just looks stupid.
Don't get me started because you've got surfboards and bloody inflatable dirigibles and you've got boats on the back of your tanks at the moment. So don't even get me started on that. No.
I mean, I like the 3D styles. Don't get me wrong. I think they're cool.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah.
take that giant AA gun off the back of that, and it looks cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't even need that thing. It doesn't need this giant. The IS-7 is ridiculous.
No.
As is the mouse. The mouse is even worse. The mouse has the biggest one. It's got like some quad mount or some crap on the back of it. Anyway, what were we bitching about?
I don't know. 3D skins on a pixel tank. Yeah, I get it.
All right, missions and specials. Right? Is that where we are? I think it is.
I think we are. I think we are.
We're done showing. We
We
got.
are.
What's funny about that is I was showing everybody. Hold on. I was showing everybody my garage with the skin, and I had this stupid Chrome open still. This is what we're talking about. Sorry, guys. That big mount on the top of it. It would be so much cleaner and cooler looking by just taking off that giant AAA gun sitting on the back of it. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. 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 No, fair enough.
yeah.
Fair
So
enough.
everyone's
Yeah.
like, I can't see this stupid thing, dummy.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
are. Look, we have been truly spanked in chat
Chastised.
there,
We've
you
been
and I.
chastised properly.
Sorry.
Properly.
Sorry, everybody. Yeah, apparently it's my job to read and notify Guido of anything he needs to know about. So it's actually my fault. Of course it is.
Of course it is. Absolutely. 100%. All right.
Oh, dear.
What else? What are we doing next? We're doing, we're 50% sale.
Yes.
Equipment, guys. 50% sale. Get your equipment. If you've got tanks that you need to equip or you like to stock equipment, now is the time. Now is not the time to sell equipment.
No. That's what I do.
That's part of Pilgrimonomics.
Pilgrinomics, yeah.
If you buy it at half price and sell it later,
Yes.
then you're going to double your money. Wasn't that what it was? I think it was.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That works for me every time. You guys just need to get on board with it.
Now, to be fair, the good thing is if you buy it at half price and later on you're strapped for cash, you don't lose any money.
But you don't make any, though.
No,
do
you don't make any, but you don't lose
But you
it.
did.
So it's still, if you buy it at half price, they're still worth what you paid for it when you sell it, which is nice.
Okay.
As long as you sell it during full price time. If you sell it at half price time,
Yep.
you're not doing anything good.
I actually did. I went and spent about 10 million this morning and bought loads of equipment because you know the tanks I got from the boxes, I hadn't crewed them, equipped them, or anything. I just left them sitting idle in the garage, waiting for all the kerfuffle to be over, and then I'll play them a little bit. So I thought I'll take the opportunity now, and I spent, a fair amount of millions, not as many as you did with Chuck, but we'll come up to that. On buying equipment, which is the ideal time to do it. The thing is, when you get tanks like that from wargaming, it doesn't come fully loaded,
Right.
obviously. So you then have to work out your economics to be able to buy 600,000's worth of equipment pieces. So when it's half price, do it. Just do it if you've got the money, absolutely, or the credits. Just do it. So
I actually mentioned that when I was doing my video. I said, what's going to happen is I'm going to spend all this money, and then there's going to be all these good things to spend money on, which is exactly what happened. I dropped 80 million. We'll get to that in just a minute, but I dropped that 80 million. And you can see I'm at 1.8. This is the lowest amount of silver I've had on this account. It's also the lowest amount of gold I've had on this account for a while as well.
Well, you need to go back to Wargaming and say, you need to feed me some more.
That's right. Come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Where is it?
Holiday Ops is ending. If you're going to do your shards thing, try to complete your collections too. You better do it today. So it ends in the morning. You have been forewarned. The extension, though, is good. The slots to move tanks or to get extra bonuses, which are right here, as you know, these guys, will go until the end of January. And what it says is near the end. I don't have a date for you, so there you go. This bonus up here, make sure you get the highest one you can, will also go to the end of January. So that's very cool. You're going to get another couple weeks of extra credits and extra whatever the tank gets. Chuck slot, I believe, stays as well. So today, finish your Chuck missions if you can. Do what you can there. Take care of your breaking your shards and doing that. Open up any boxes that you have, otherwise they'll automatically be opened. And then Holiday Ops on Monday morning sometime here in NA. You're going to go back to the standard garage.
Do you know what's interesting about that? When you look into the script about get everything done and opened up before the critical time, or we'll do it for you. What it says is that you will get the gold equivalent of any large boxes you've still got in your garage. Now, how do they price point a large box in gold? That's my question. What price is each one of those large boxes going to be in gold? Is it going to be a direct conversion for what each box costs, if you do 75 divided by whatever the dollar cost is? Or is it going to be some figure that Wargaming going to put on each large box?
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Is it in the...
Yeah, it's in one of the... I was reading it this morning, so... let me see if I can go back and find it very quickly, but I probably can't now, because it's always the way, isn't it? But it was a one-liner in... I'm trying to think which one it was in.
If you don't open smaller large boxes before the end, the first time you log in, you'll be credited with the in-game items from the boxes and those decorations out of them that are still missing. These decorations will be credited to the respective... All right, so you know what? I read that to mean you'll get whatever was in the box.
You will?
Yeah.
Whatever the standard is in the box, not the extras, I don't think. I think
no, it says it right there. It says you'll be credited with in-game items from the boxes and those decorations out of them that are still missing. So
okay,
I
let
think
me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that where it says.
You will not be able to apply your discounts from Chuck, so you'll also need to do that today. Make sure you've selected the tanks. The bummer for me is I have all the tanks in the game. For a second I thought, well, maybe what I'll do is I will select some tanks, and if I have to rebuy them in the future, I'll get a discount. But then I thought, well, I've already got them in the garage, so what's the point?
Yeah, that's true. I can't find it, but I did read it this morning when I was looking through. I'm not sure which. I don't think.
Also, you'll receive compensation in gold for any large boxes that were sent as gifts, but not accepted by the recipients. So that might have been what you were reading right there.
That's probably what I was reading. Yeah, that's it. All right. So how do they price point gold against the large boxes is my question.
Well, I guess they'll just do whatever was in it. So if there's going to be 250 gold, if it was a tank, then you're going to get the gold compensation.
Oh,
right?
okay. All right. Okay.
Even if there's silver, there's a gold. There's a gold cap. Wait a minute. That's interesting. I was just so okay. So if I send a gift to somebody and they don't accept it, and it comes back to me, does it turn everything in that box into gold?
Good question. Good question.
That is
Wow.
almost worth an experiment. Send somebody 11 boxes and see what kind of gold comes back out of it,
Wouldn't that be interesting?
and just leave it sitting there. So, like I send you 11 boxes, but don't accept it,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
happens.
But who? If he doesn't accept it, the gold goes back to the originator. Then is this what we're
That's
saying?
what I'm saying. So I gifted
Yeah.
you 11 boxes. You don't accept it. It's gold compensation to me, but does it turn? Say the box was 250 gold and 100,000 silver. That's the worst to me thing you can get out of the boxes. Just
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
basic 250, and the one extra thing you got was 100,000
yeah,
silver. You saw that
yeah,
pop up quite a bit.
yeah,
Does it do the 250 and turn the credits into gold, or do I get the credits? This
yeah.
seems to indicate you will receive gold compensation for any large boxes sent as gifts, but not accepted by the recipients.
Right, right. I want to test that now. I want to test that. I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you 11 boxes, but you don't accept them, and I'm
All
going to
right,
test
I'm
it
going to do the
against you.
same. I'll send
All
you.
right.
I'll send you 11. You send me on the NA accounts,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
yeah. Or 3 boxes, as Jimmy said. I've got to go and ask the house general for more than 3.
You want to do 3? That 3 works. Three's fine.
Well, I'm easy. Whatever you want to do. I mean, I'm happy to do 75 actually, but
No, no, I don't need that. I don't need it. I'm more interested in what happens to
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
because I mean we'd have to look at it. It'd be hard to figure out because I don't. Well, maybe it will tell you per box because it does show you down on the this little thing down here what you got, right?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
So
Yeah.
will it just dump? The question will be when we log in on Monday, will it just dump the gold in and go blah once, or will it go box, 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 box and tell you what you
Yeah, yeah,
got for
yeah.
each one? That'll be the question. All right, so 3. Let's just do 3. It's okay.
We'll do 3 just as the experiment.
Yeah, it's an experiment. Absolutely.
We're not trying to make money out of
No,
wargaming.
no.
We're just no. We're
It's
just
very yeah. So if we
pure,
get
purely for the experiment.
all right, that's what we're gonna do. That's fantastic. All right, where were we, man? I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. No, we were doing whatever that was, holiday ops extension.
All right, holiday ops extension. So that's it. There was one other thing I just thought of in here that was important. The bonuses. Do your shards. We'll talk about shards in a minute. I just
Yeah,
figured something kind of interesting out. I think you all probably know it, but we'll look at it. I think that was everything I wanted to talk about on that. All right, cool.
they'll come back to us.
Yep. Missions and specials. Other than that, like we said today, it's an experience weekend, I think, or some such. It's a
Yeah,
50%
you got
sale.
experience weekend and equipment
Yeah.
discount, haven't you? So
So you guys have probably really it's just some kits or consumables, some decals, emblems, and some decals, and that's pretty much it for the weekend.
yeah, yeah,
Nothing major on that. Going into the UI, there's not a lot to add in there. Make sure, guys, if you haven't already, that you get your what the hell are they called?
university missions.
University
On-
missions. Yeah, so medium
Yeah,
tank, heavy tank, TD, and light tank. So make sure you've got that showing up because that's just extra goodies on whatever it is you're playing. The on track is the double barrels is one of them, and then
yeah,
STB1. Is that right?
yeah.
STB2.
ST2
I thought there was another one. Don't they have 2 going on at once? No,
on
do
track
we
to
only
the
have 1 going on?
ST2.
There it is.
Yeah,
STB1 is one. Yeah. So
yeah.
the Japanese line mediums and the Russian double barrel line. Watt salutes ongoing. And that's pretty much it. The experience weekend, so nothing really to add in there. Your missions from Chuck, like I said, I still have to do 1,500 damage. What I didn't notice is this is with a win as well, which made me want to stab my eyes out.
It is so bad, isn't
I
it?
know. I hate the wind conditions. It drives me nuts.
Because that's so dependent on a lot of things. It's not just about your
Yeah.
gameplay. Then it's about everything else.
Yeah, in that Manicore debacle, I had multiple 1500 damage games, but since I didn't win hardly any of them, I didn't get credit for any of it. But you are looking at a 20% tier 10 discount, and you get a thumbs up from Chuck. All
Yeah,
right, cool.
absolutely. Morning, Sparky. How you do? Morning, everybody. I'm not. I'm sorry. I've been very rude and not read you lot. Morning to all.
Yep, we got Wayne, we got Bonzi, we got Jimmy, Sparky, Kedge. Talked about Wayne. Who else we got in here talking? Bonzi Wayne, Bonzi Wayne, Bonzi Wayne, Wayne. Wayne's talking a lot. Jimmy's here. We got Jimmy way back. Who else? Heisenberg's around. Hey man, how you doing? Who else? Anybody else? Randall's back there. Randall's lurking around as well, or at least was. Pilgrim guy is
Yeah,
here.
he's there. Look,
Stickler's here. All right, guys. Welcome. Thanks for coming.
I love
Here's
some of
William.
the names as well. Let me just. Can I attack crows? I love the mental image that gives me. That this is
Yeah.
a guy that goes out, finds crows, and attacks them. I love the. I never miss anybody out. Please don't take it personally. Lemon juices. That is awesome. Lemon juices. I just that's a sour face on it. Lemon
Well,
juices.
hold on a
Right.
minute.
Well,
So you take this is perception. This is interesting. You take attack
yeah.
crows. You take attack crows to mean you attack the crows.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
take
have
it.
a visual image of
I
some
take.
guy.
Go ahead.
I have a visual image of some guy dressed in a ghillie suit with a big knife running around attacking crows in the neighborhood.
I have the exact opposite. I have a vision of crows attacking.
Yeah, that's opposite thinking. We're polar opposites, buddy.
I had a good friend in the Air Force. He was a Viper driver, 16 driver. He hated crows. He had an irrational hatred of crows. He grew up on a farm in the Midwest, and the ravens and crows were always a problem. They get into everything. They steal stuff. They're a nuisance. And
But
he
they are
just
intelligent, aren't they?
he just hated them, man. He had this weird irrational hatred of crows. So
Crazy.
he might have been your guy.
Yeah, could have been.
Could
He
have
could
been
have
your
been that
guy.
man in the ghillie suit
Huh?
with his machete running around the wilds killing crows.
Yeah. See, Kej sees it as the crows are special tactical crows. They don't just swarm in. They've got a plan. They work together.
That's it, you see. It's a team thing, isn't it? It's like they platoon. What they do is they platoon up. This platoon 2.0, which
Yeah.
we can talk about later, that's what it's all about. Platooning crows.
Crow 2.0.
Yeah.
I think crows and ravens are some of the only animals that recognize faces.
Yeah,
Like
that's
like
right.
individuals, they can
Yeah,
recognize
yeah.
individuals. Yeah.
There's a story about ravens. If we've got ravens in the Tower of London, you
Yeah.
may well know this.
Yep.
The history of that is that if the ravens were ever to leave the Tower of London, then the empire, the United Kingdom would fall. So we always make sure. So we actually tie ravens to the Tower of London.
I was about to say that. Just tell the rest of the story on that one. Yeah, tell their flight feathers get clipped.
And then they're tied to the
Yeah,
posts.
yeah.
You'll
Sorry.
fly anywhere, buddy.
That's what's fantastic about humans, man. That is the crap humans do. Like, oh, the oracle said this has to be this way in perpetuity, and we will never
Yeah.
fall. And then someone's like, well, I got a fix for that.
Done and dusted. There you go.
Yeah. Then the oracle's like, well, that's not exactly what I meant, but all right, whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, I'll go with that then. Brilliant.
Yep. The Ravens and the Tower of London. Absolutely. Yeah, I had heard that. That's actually cool. All right. Where are we? I think we're moving on to subjects du jour.
Yeah, I mean we've
Yeah.
whizzed through. There's nothing to chill about, so we whizzed through all that.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
Military Invitational, number one. Thing number one, real quick.
Yeah.
Now, this was announced by the Chieftain.
Yeah.
Bring it up here. There's a video you can watch. It's a three versus three tournament, tier 10, attack, defense, 2 caps. And you can register here. Oh, that's register for what? Salute. in-game rewards are gold, but there's also, and I didn't really listen that closely to it. Oh, here it is. 5,000, 2,500, 1,500, 1,000. But these are donations to a unit
To a unit, yeah.
for morale and welfare kind of thing,
Yeah.
or to a charity, to a military
Yeah.
charity.
Yeah. It also includes Canada, which is brilliant because
Yeah.
the Canadians have already confirmed that they have the similar sort of system where they can accept monetary donations to the welfare side of things. They can't
Right.
accept it to, unit beer fund, which would be foolish. But
Well,
yeah,
we
they
used
can
to do
accept it
that
for
because
welfare.
we won the squadron I was in, the 60th Fighter Squadron won what's called the Raytheon Trophy, which is if you're
Right.
the best air-to-air squadron in the U.S. Air Force for a year, you put in your package and you compete and whatever. Depends on what you
Right.
did and where you went and all those things. We won one year in the 60th in the Crows, and Raytheon then donated the money for the party, which is the same idea.
Right. Okay. Beer
And
fund party.
it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it was a rager, man. Holy cow!
Yeah.
That got crazy, but
But
it was a
what a
good time.
what a great thing to do. I mean, we all have our things with wargaming about, but really deep down, $5,000 is not small change, is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then collectively, Math in Public's what's that? 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. That's $10,000 gifted or donated to the veterans or the unit's welfare.
yeah.
You know,
And
that is awesome.
it looks like they're as far as in-game stuff, you only have to be 64th place. I'll be honest with you. I would be surprised if there was even 64 teams in this. To be quite
Yeah, the
honest.
criteria is you've got to have one person in the team that is a member of What Salute, I think.
Right.
Is that right?
That's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
So everybody else can be non-veteran, or
Yeah.
not in the What Salute program.
Does it
Okay.
have a date for this thing? It's got a date to sign up
I'll have a
by.
look.
It's not a standard act for wargaming. Come on, guys. What? How is that? How is that very basic information of when you can sign up for, when the event is? Not. Am I missing it? It's just not there. That's amazing. Dates. Hold on, I found it. Hit my head's up my arse. Of course,
Seriously?
it has to be a drop down though. Whatever. Anyway, so Friday, January 8th opens. Registration closes the 24th. Group stage on the 28th, if necessary. That was kind of my point. I don't know how many they're really going to get. Group. So the 28th to the 31st, which is I'm assuming a weekend. Yes, a Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
So the end weekend of January. All right. So I would be willing to participate in that if anybody wants to do that. I don't particularly have a unit or a charity. I mean, I do work with Stack Up. That's one option, but there's also Mission 22. There's also many charities you guys know and deal with. So I would be happy to be that guy who is the Watch Salute person. So if you're, and I know a lot of you guys are veterans too, so probably there's going to be multiples. We only need 4 people. That's the good news. It's not really a lot of people. It's 3 versus 3 with 1 reserve person, so we can cycle through. Anyway,
Do you have to contact the unit to see if they can accept the prize money, or is that a given? I don't know.
if it's a charity, I don't think it's a problem. They'll take your money.
Right. If it's, for example, the 101st Airborne.
If it's a
you don't have
unit
to contact-
and you're in that unit or whatever, you need to do the legwork on that and make sure they can take it. But
Okay.
I would say, even if it comes to that, you could shift it to, we could have a backup for a charity, whether it's Mission 22 or the USO
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever you
Yeah.
want to,
Yeah.
There's several charities. Folds of Honor is a big one. There's the ones that deal with the fallen soldiers' wives and family. There's tons of them out there. We can pick one,
Yeah.
just pick one and go. This is the one we're giving the money to if we get anywhere.
I mean, I'm happy to link in if you're short of somebody. I think really, I'd leave it personally. I'm happy to link into if you want me in the
Yeah.
team.
No, that
do
absolutely.
that, but
Yep.
I will sit back and wait to see if you don't get the 4 and then jump in, because I think it should be US and Canadian people involved in it, because I just feel like an interloper doing it that way. Once they do this over here, the What Salute program, which I believe they will eventually get it rolled out, because it's quite easy to do in the UK, because we have a way of verifying veterans in the UK that's similar to the US.
Yeah.
I understand the rest of Europe have their problems, but we're not in Europe anymore, so I don't care. So once they get that running this side, then it'll be worthwhile. Maybe we could do some stuff between us.
Well, there's no reason why you can't be on the team. That wouldn't even bother me at all.
I'm happy. Leave me till last, and then if you can't fill the slot, I'll jump in. That's fine.
So no pressure. If anybody wants to do that, whether it's Clan or anyone else not in the GFLC, doesn't matter. I'll kind of float that around a little bit. We have until the 24th to register, so that's a good amount of time to figure it out if we want to do it. If not, no big deal. I'll just check that out. All right, cool. The next thing is Common Test 1.11.1. Not a huge update, but there are new tanks coming, which is cool.
Yeah.
Let's see where
there is. And also there's quite a few little nuanced stuff in there as well, which we're going to go through.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go down here to the easy to read text, and it'll give us the list of stuff. So, Platoon 2.0, players can now search for platoon members automatically right in the garage. Was this really a problem?
I was about to launch into this. Yeah, you're right. Is it a problem?
I don't know, guys in chat. Do you have a problem finding platoon mates?
Well, the notes I made on this. It's a good question, and you're thinking the same lines as me, as always. Is that don't you normally platoon with your friends list anyway, and don't you either normally platoon with your clan mates if you're in a clan? So why would you need to search for somebody outside that? An unknown. Why? I mean, I suppose people do. I get, but was it such a big deal that they had to spend time and effort to code in this when there's other things they could have got on with?
Yes.
I don't know.
It was a problem, Pilgrim. Howie wants to know why your notes look like a book.
Well, it is a book. It's a music book. It's one of my. It's a music book, and I have post-its on the back, and I've got that. That is the hand signals you can give in DayZ, which are all offensive on that side and non-offensive on that side. So if you're in G, you can do the hand signals.
That was an answer that wasn't an answer. He said, why does it look like a book? And you said, well, naturally, because it's a music book, and everyone's left. Not only is it a music book, it's a music book with stickies slathered on top of it with the random games involved.
Yeah, it's got all sorts on the back. It's in fact, it's got well, hang on, it's got some of my specs because I needed to know what my power supply was when I was looking at my motherboard. Anyway, so it's how I roll. This is my admin pack.
I have a friend who comes to work every day, and he's got this. I'm gonna try to recreate what it looks like. He's got this
Sutek,
and it's not a notebook. It's not a book. It's not a music book, but it's multiple papers with completely covered in scribbles and notes and schedules, and with lines marked through some of it, and there's pages and pages of it. Every single day he walks in, he's got this with him. And he's always looking at it, and he puts it down. He does a sim. He comes out and he gets on the phone. He marks. I'm like, what is that? He's like, this is how I keep track of my day.
I used to do that when I was instructing. And you get like the end of the week exam or whatever for whatever subject you're teaching, and you had all these these young fresh-faced soldiers in front of you, like they'd only just been in the military for about 8 weeks, and you walk in. A wizened old, and I used to bring in a wodge of paper with a big dog clip on the top and go, right, your exam at the end of this week will look like this. And just leave it on the desk, and they were all like, So their weekend plans of going like that
Yeah,
with the went out the window because they thought they had to swat up for it all.
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Sutek says the platoon function is sometimes buggy, so he's not too bothered by him working on it. You know, it's not a kit. I know it sounds a lot like being a curmudgeon, and I guess ultimately it is. But I think the point about is that really the thing we needed to be worrying about is still good. On the other hand, improvement's good as well. So I don't know.
You see, that opens a huge door because I came from console beta, as you all know, and you could platoon with friends with more than 3. So now that
Five,
opens
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So why can't we platoon in 5s? Yeah, I get it. 15 against 15. If you've got a platoon of 5, it's a game changer. But that means the enemy can have a 5-man platoon as well. But there's a lot of questions to that. If you're going to upgrade a platoon system, then bring all that into the fold and work it through instead of just making it easier to contact people to make platoons. Which, how much work went into that? Come on. Seriously, but anyway.
Didn't they take away the 5-man platoon in console as part of this disaster of an
Yeah,
update?
they did. Yeah, there was a lot of screaming about that, wasn't there, on the forums and so on. So,
Yeah. Where is that? I haven't been tracking that for a couple of weeks. Have they done anything to try to roll any of that back, or have they just stubbornly said, "Sorry, this is what you get"?
No, that's it. That's what you're getting. Because guess what? Console doesn't constitute such a great percentage of our profits.
This will be interesting to see what the long-term fallout, if any, of that is. I know there was a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth, but did anything really happen? Like,
I don't think
you know
so.
what I mean? 2 months, 3 months from now, will they look at it and go, "Ooh, it hit our bottom line," or will they go, "Ha, idiots! Nobody really did anything." You know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying they won't listen, but I think you've got to look at the percentages. You've got to say, is the console part of this whole game such a big deal that they'll dramatically change something which they've tested and put out there into the public? I doubt it. It's not as big as debacle as way back when they nerfed that premium and the whole of the world just descended on world attacks and went, what? Etc. etc.
So anyway, Platoon 2.0, new client modifications. Client will remember the server. Finally.
I like this.
Jeez, finally. Module repair timer, bottom left, when you get a module damaged. I didn't realize there wasn't a timer, but I thought it had a little graphic that showed it repairing. I know that does on the tracks.
Yes, but it's not timed. So what they're saying there is, you can then choose to use the repair kit or not. If you're only 2 seconds from being repaired, then why use a repair kit? Just let it run.
It's fine, but it's fine. But there was a graphic representation of it.
There was, yeah.
But anyway, that's cool. So there's a repair timer. There's now the proximity circle, which is the 50-meter circle where you're automatically spotted, or the X-ray circle, as I've heard it called over on RU and EU. But we call it the proximity spotting. There were mods that showed that for years and years and years. They're finally adding it. You could, and it's in the settings. If you don't want it, I would turn it on. But if you don't want it, you can turn it off.
Well, yeah, both of these things are in the settings. They actually show you how to do it as well, which is cool.
New Italian heavy tanks starting at
I do like that idea. These little refinements is what the game should be getting. These little things that the mods have tested over 2 or 3 years, and then somebody's gone, you know what, we can put this into the game. That's the sort of thing that makes this game continue. Little things like that. You know what I mean? It's all this huge, let's make equipment 2.0, let's make crew 2.0, let's do platoons 2.0. It's a contentious issue when they do big stuff.
Yeah. So someone said that's 13 disciples.
Oh, okay.
This actually brings up a subject for me that I think most people are going to disagree with, but the circles I could do without. Meaning that I would not be bothered if there were no mods that had the circles and the circles were not in the game. I think that just adds a more interesting aspect to it on guesstimating things, making it less of a pixel, less of a, I think you'll get less vision games with that slightly. It'll make it a little bit more dangerous to play those vision games. You're going to have to kind of guess, but I'm probably in the minority because people want to know. But
you start to then go down the road of how how much more will not having the draw circle and everything else cause people to camp, because they're a little bit afraid of pushing forward.
Yeah, that's true.
And I like the fact that my yellow circle, the draw circle, if I can stay away from the enemy getting into the inner circles, I can then see them from proxy lights and fire and shoot them.
Yeah,
that's quite fun. The whole mechanic of that I've got in my head now. It took me a long time to know what they were. In fact, it was you a couple of years ago that said to me, "Oh, this is what these circles do." I go, "Oh, is it really? I didn't know." So no, I obviously now knowing the mechanics, it all works. To take all that away, I just
find stuff like that to be easily abused by very, very good players.
Yes, there is that.
And giving them these extra specific examples of where mechanics break down or where things change. I mean, it's a fairly arbitrary number anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would be interesting not to have it, but.
Yeah, I mean there's a prime example there. If you stay out of draw range, but you're getting the enemy proxy lit by your lights, you can take shots, and the enemy are getting hit by where did that come from? I can't.
Yeah, well, that's what it was like when you first started playing. And the 4-6 sense as well. Getting annihilated without knowing why was the standard of the day.
It was like, what? Where did that come from?
Yeah. So the Italian heavy tanks are coming out. We've got the Tier 7, the Tier 8. It starts at Tier 7. This is not an auto reloader. The rest of them are auto reloaders, up to the Rhinoceronte, or however the hell they say it.
Yeah. Can I jump in on this? Wargaming have actually for once, or maybe more than once, but certainly for this time, have gone into in great detail how the autoloader mechanism works. Yeah. So I now understand it, which I'd never. When they've introduced other stuff in the past, it's always been this sort of nefarious, generic. This is this, this is that. They've actually gone into it on the video, and it's giving an example. So when you reach your last shell, if you fire that last shell, you get a 50% increase in your reload time for your clip, for the first shell of your clip. So it doesn't leave you defenseless for so long. So you've got a shell coming straight into your clip. So if you then have to pull back and sort of hide for a little bit to get your clip reloaded, and anybody comes over and gets you, you've got an ability to defend yourself.
Yeah.
And I like that idea. If that's the intention, that's great. I love that.
This might be a video. This might be a video for me because I was playing my Tiger 2 and I ran into one of the Basantes. And it was a peek-a-boom situation, which you cannot win against that kind of tank. And I am becoming more and more, or less and less, a fan of, and more adamantly opposed to autoloaders and auto-reloaders in this game. And it's not that you're a bad player, you just don't know how to deal with it, getting irritated by it. It's just that there are situations where you can't beat them. And it was a corner with the Tiger 2, and I saw what he was doing, and there was not a damn thing I could do. We're kind of doing this thing. I come out and shoot. He comes out and shoots once. He didn't come out and put all three into me because he didn't have enough. I'm like, well, I know how this is going to end. We do this. I get my shot. He comes out and gets his one shot. Yeah. And then he reloads to 3, comes out and puts me down, and there is nothing you can do. And I despise that kind of game mechanic. That gives...
because I get that. That's an unfair advantage because he can then roll in and finish you off with a 3-clip shot.
That's why the Italian style is such an abortion to me.
Right. Okay. I can see your point from that side of it, and I hate that side of it. I get that totally, but I do like the fact that once you've emptied your clip, you're within an ability to defend yourself with one shell. It'll reload one shell.
Well, yeah, of course, that's great. That it completely removes the balancing factor of an autoloader. The balancing factor of the stupid autoloaders was that yes, they could burst out a shit ton of damage, but they were vulnerable. These things never become vulnerable. It's stupid.
Yeah,
it is. It's stupid. It's just as stupid, and it's It's a complete sop to the RU community who just loves the auto reloader thing, and wargaming is going down the path of where their customers and their big area want to go. Damn the torpedoes, doesn't matter that it screws over gameplay and turns it into the auto reloader festival. And now we have a whole freaking line of these stupid things coming out.
I get that.
And we have a tier 10 reward vehicle with the same stupid game mechanic.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Well, that's the problem, and I understand the problem because I've played against Progetto platoons many a time on the EU and the RU, because that's how they do it over there. They just swamp it with Progetto platoons. And they are game changing, to be honest. And I think that's what's going to happen with the Italian.
And also, right? Pilgrim, you stupid cloud.
But it's a fair point to make. I mean, there will be game adjustments, and if I load into a game and I see a platoon of 3 of these, I'm going to change my play style and go somewhere else. I won't even bother trying to take that on. Do you know what I mean? I'll just go and I'll just.
Well, you get a platoon of Basantes and you try to take those on in a corner. Holy crap, man. You better have a lot of extra buddies with you, because the flexibility that system gives, and then you multiply that by a tank or two that all have the same system. So now you're talking about, tier 8s, 9s, and 10s. Tech trees that are able to do that crap.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like running into a platoon of Progettos. It's a freaking nightmare.
Yeah, no, Sutek makes a good point. Because over time you can start to gauge the reload times and start counting your seconds and know, but with this mechanic you don't, because
exactly that's my point. That's part of the problem I had with him. But he would shoot me and I'm like, well, he's got 2 more, and he would back up. I'm like, well, I know what he's doing. He's just going to wait till that comes back in. So you go, well, you would rush him then, like what? So I can every 8 seconds shoot 1 shot.
Yeah.
And he may be slightly longer than me, so I'll get a slight advantage to begin with. But as soon as he gets me to the 3 shot,
but you can't get under the reload. You can't.
You
just can't do that.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
So
what you need is a good arty player to platoon with you.
If only I could find one.
Exactly. There are only far and few between. I'm no good.
Going back and chat a bit for Wayne, I wanted to touch on that. I agree 100%. I've said it a bunch of times. That zoom out mod either needs to be needs to be banned, or it needs to be added some kind of specific zoom out mod to the game. I would rather it goes away. It is a huge advantage. It just is, because you can zoom out and see which way people are pointed, because you can do some camera work. With the standard zoom out, I can't quite look around corners. With that thing, you can look around corners. It's a BS mod. It's an advantage. It should be banned or incorporated in the game. Period. That's all there is.
I'm like you. I was on the fence a couple of years ago when it first came out. I actually I had Auslane's mod on, and I for about 3 months, and I just got rid of it because it felt wrong that I could, there was a tank behind a rock. I could see that his barrel was pointing that way, so I would pop around that way, and I knew I could take him.
And you can also
advantage.
Absolutely, you can also zoom out enough, get your pipper on him, auto aim him.
Yeah.
Because you've got a line of sight on him.
And
come around and do the auto aim thing.
Yeah.
Back when Auto Aim Plus was around, where you didn't need to get really near him, it was even worse.
Yeah. You're quite right. I'd like it to go away, or worst case scenario, incorporate it for everybody. But that would change the gameplay significantly across the game if everybody had it. I know people can download it on Aslan's, and it's classed as a legal mod, and if you want it you can get it, but if it was standard within the game, it would change gameplay, because people would see things that they don't normally see.
Yeah. Well, the point is not whether it's legal now or not. The point is whether it gives you an advantage, and it clearly does.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no argument. There's no rational argument against it giving a advantage over someone who doesn't have it, because it 100,000% does. It's pretty easy, actually. It's not a quality of life improvement. It's not a, No,
it's just an advantage. And I found it when I had it. It was an advantage because, I could zoom out the whole map. I could go to space virtually, and get a bird's eye. I could get an artillery view of the map and see where the pinch points were, and then direct my little old tank to it. It gave me such a huge advantage.
Well, in the
You know,
EBRs, it's another great example. Someone brought up the EBRs. When you have the zoom out mod with the EBR, you can get your cursor on the other side of objects you can't get out on the other side of, and
yeah,
because of the way that, you know what I'm not sure of. I would have to test this. I know you need line of sight to auto aim, even with the special auto aim for the cars. Question is, say we have a hill between us.
yeah.
Can I actually zoom out, get line of sight
Get
from
on the
my
side.
perspective
Yeah, yeah,
and lock him? I think you can, because I've seen that happen where you're zoomed out as much as you can, like a guy's down in a swale, and you're zinging
yeah,
around here. Technically, there's no line of sight between you and the vehicle, but because your
yeah.
camera is higher, you
Oh,
can actually.
I've seen that happen. Yeah, you can see. You get it. From the rise of a hill.
Right.
If you can see over, you can ping the line of sight. I've seen that happen.
Yeah. So
I've seen that happen.
because you can highlight that guy from your perspective, which is your
Yes.
camera perspective, you
Yeah.
can actually auto aim him
You
from
can
there.
click him auto aiming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, where were we?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Rabble,
All
rabble,
right.
rabble. Where's my sword? Oh, there it is. Okay.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
Not this.
I've got my pen.
Okay.
Oh, you've got Excalibur, so
I have
that's all right.
Excalibur. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all right.
It's getting a little loose there. I must have stabbed too many people. All right. No, just kidding.
You don't admit that live on air.
I mean, really, that's farcical. Can you really stab too many people? I don't think so.
No, no, you can't. I mean, there's a lot of people I would like to.
All right. Hey, let's take. We've been at it for good. Let's take 5 minutes. I'm going to take a quick break, refresh my coffee. You guys grab a new coffee, and we'll be right back. We're going to talk about Operation Chuck and the response. We're going to talk about shards. Interesting thing I found out there, and whatever else Pilgrim wants to randomly talk about.
Okay.
5 minutes, guys. I'll be right back. As soon as I figure out how to do this, because it's always a challenge.
Yeah, you need Mocha.
All right, guys, we are back. We are back. Yeah, no mailman today. That's right. The dog has not barked once yet.
While you're on the subject of mail, this is I find this incredible in today's 2021 21st century. I've sent you something which you know about, and it was sent about about 2 weeks into December, something like that, 10 days into December. I've had to do a tracking thing, and I've just contacted the people who are bringing it over for you, and they reckon that the delivery date to you will not be until the 25th of January. 25th of January. And I actually sent you a message which made you giggle, I believe. Is that I could have swam the Atlantic and delivered it personally quicker. Yeah. Quicker than the Royal Mail. Royal bloody Mail. I think it's on Shanks's pony going round the world the other way.
Well, that Atlantic passage with all the U-boats, that'll get you, man.
Oh, I don't know. How on earth we managed to get Lend-Lease from you guys in time to win the Second World War, I've no idea.
Can't even mail a doodad in less than 2 months, right?
Exactly.
Man.
Wow.
All right.
It's because you live in such a wild place, isn't it? Out of the sticks.
Oh, yeah, just completely out there,
You get one delivery a year by the mailman.
So Operation Chuck, guys, I did the video. I know most of you guys saw it. I spent 150,000 gold, 80 million silver. So it was 50,000 gold to get 20 million. So every 10 million silver is 25,000. Every 10 million silver is $100, if you can actually believe that. Is that right? That's the math, I think. So, hold on a second. Okay. Wife's going for a walk. All right. So every 10 million gold. So that's $800 in silver, theoretically. $600 in gold, $1,400 of in-game content. Here's what it got me. Not a whole hell of a lot. Boom, boom. We'll go over here. It got Chuck, which was a character. Oops, wrong guy. Which was a character that started with 3 skills already.
Yeah. And
increased it to... Actually, he had 0 skill brothers in arms and then 3 skills. So 4. I added exactly 3 skills and then 88% of the 4th skill for $1,400.
Good grief. Good. Do you know if you've done that? You've sat down and worked that out. You don't do that. You just plod along, don't you? But if you were to do exactly what you've just done and sit down and work out what it would take to 11 skill your... Now, there is somebody in the RU server who has 11 skilled all his crews, and he has all the tanks.
What? Wait, what?
There's a guy on the RU server, in fact, World of Tanks put it up there some time back,
who
has all the skills on all his crews. He must religiously have played the game from the day it opened up for 12 hours a day to get enough XP.
He had to have spent money for that. How many battles does he have? Do you have his name?
No, I'll dig it out for you and I'll get it you. It was posted by Wargaming EU as the man who has 11 skill crews, and there's only one of them. He's an RU player. It'll be something like
he has one crew like that, or he has every tank crewed like that?
No, every tank crew he's got 11 skills. He just must have spent his life doing wargaming, doing World of Tanks. His life.
In the actual... That's... Alright, so...
That's an aside, but I'll dig that in.
No, it's actually interesting because it does talk... What's his win rate? 51%? I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? So that brings up...
you can Google it. You might be able to Google it in time to put it up there. Let me have a look.
That brings up... So it brings up to me the pay-to-win claim. Oh, it's pay-to-win. Dude, I spent $1,400 of in-game content. Not me personally, so don't lose your mind. It's not... I paid nothing for any of that. The 80 million silver was from grinding silver. To some extent, you might go, well, Guido, you had a premium account. All right, noted. that was also basically free from wargaming based on boxes for 3 years. But let's say I was just playing anyway. I paid a little bit for the premium account. The gold free from wargaming. But even after all of that expense, I have this crew, which is good, but is by no means a crew that is going to guarantee I win. You know what I mean? It's just not. So the whole,
No.
it's pay to advance. It really is. Now, in the case of obviously superior premium tanks, correct, agreed. You pay, you get a better tank. That sucks. That's pay to win. It really is. There's no argument. You're getting no argument for me on that one. But the rest of the stuff is generally really expensive, and the amount of pay to win you get from it, from the other stuff, is not much. That's outrageous, man. So anyway, Operation Chuck, man, there it is.
The thing is with that is that it's like it's an underlying nuance with it all, because if you go on the common test or the super test server, you can max out a crew, and it's millions of XP, but they give you all that anyway. They give you whatever it is, 100 million XP, so you can max out a crew. So it makes it feel like it's achievable.
Yeah.
But then when you come back into normal game and do what like you've done, sit down and work it out or try it, it just brings it home just how much of a gobsmacking deal that is. You're just never going to do it, are you? The game will not last long enough for me, Pilgrim, to max a crew out like that at all.
Now here's something somebody mentioned. We'll get to the forum post in just a minute. Someone mentioned to me, "Hey, you've got a lot of free experience. You should use that." And I just called this up. All my free experience will just 1,191,300 experience is what I have. For 1,132,180 free experience, I can get my skill exactly from 88% to 100.
And you know how hard it is to grind out 1,000,000 XP. It's a long haul. I mean, I keep it steady around about 500,000, but I can't. I've had 1,000,000 once, but that was.
Now, if I wanted to purchase more free XP,
oh, you mean convert your
convert?
tank XP?
I've only got 91,000 saved, and 56 of it is on a tank I don't want to do it with because this is for the new line. But let's say I did,
line,
I could only get another 91,000, which is just a drop in the bucket. There, it would only cost me 3,000 gold. So, if I grind a bunch of if I take off the experience to cruise and grind up a bunch of free experience, I have a considerable amount of gold, and I can get quite a bit of free experience out of that. So, somebody would have to do the math, and I probably would want to do it during one of the special exchange rate ones, obviously, so I get more bang for my buck here.
Yeah.
But it might be true that one of the better ways to train it, especially considering this gold is free, it would not be necessarily as good if the gold wasn't free, is to change it to free experience, then use it on the crew. So somebody would have to do the math on which one of those, buying silver to buy books, or using gold to convert to free experience to increase skills. I wonder which one is more cost effective. Does anybody know off the top of their head?
It'd be interesting to find out, because I actually use free XP to upgrade a stock tank. If I'll grind the tank, and then I hate playing stock. It's just horrible. So I'll use free XP to upgrade to whatever it is, the track level, the engine level, the gun level that requires it to play well. I would rail at doing crew skills with my free XP. It would be a complete different mindset for me. So it would be interesting to see what is the more cost-efficient way of doing it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, I just I think with this new line, it's slightly off subject from Chuck, but with the new Italian line, I'm going to actually grind the modules just because I want to.
Oh, okay,
who cares at this point? With this account, it's might as well, if I do some content, I go, all right, well, here's what it looks like stock. Some tanks
Well,
I have found on EU are absolutely miserable stock. Other tanks are, I wouldn't say they're good, but they're doable. Some tanks are not doable stock.
yes, yeah. I agree with that. I mean, for example, that comes to mind. The T150 is absolutely abysmal if it's not
Yeah,
stock.
that's
It's horrible. But the KB3 is playable stock.
right. Right.
So yeah, absolutely, I get that totally. I mean, I've had so many games stuck with the T150 because I went back and redid it all again.
Yeah.
Silly me,
I mean,
because I wanted.
per my video that I did on that, the way they did the Chuck thing, I think was a total failure.
Yes, do you know what? It's disappointing, isn't it? Chuck should have come with all the skills.
Yeah.
Period. End of.
Yeah.
That's it.
I
Yeah.
mean, talk about a way to build buzz and just to create community and have people like just laughing and holy cow, that's awesome and all this. So those two things I just talked about are tied into that point about they did Chuck dirty, and my point about I used all of this gold to get him to 7 skills, and he's still really not that great. They could have given him
No,
every skill in the game, and it just would not have mattered.
no,
It
it
wouldn't
wouldn't have
have.
mattered, would it?
You'd had one commander like that. So what?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
and
the
then
only effect it would have on the rest of the crew is the mentor, and possibly I can't even think of another skill that helps the crew out. The mentor bit.
I
That's
mean,
it.
mentor helps a little bit, but that's a small bonus over time, and so you've got to do the
Yeah.
law of large numbers for that to even matter.
It just, as a marketing thing, give him all the skills. It's Chuck Norris, for crying out loud. Give him all the skills. He's, as you said, he's one commander. It's not going to break the game.
It was a
And
no
you,
it was a no brainer slam dunk, and they failed.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It was.
absolutely.
So what is it? Is it? I don't want to say incompetence. That's a harsh one, but is it just? I don't know. Incompetence. Is it that? Is it?
Well, no, I think, you know what? I think Wargaming are quite good at this, and they do this quite a lot, is that they don't see. We're coming on to something that also reaffirms this. They don't see the end game. They don't see the product that whatever they're doing ends up being, because they don't forward look at it. So they plan it, they say, oh, this is a good idea, let's do this, this, this. They don't actually run it themselves to the very end and go, oh, hang on a minute, that's not too good, is it?
Yeah.
Or whatever. They don't do that. And what is the mission end? What is the end result of this mission? Is it this or is it that? Let's test it.
Yeah, I mean, was the
They don't
discussion?
do it.
I bet somebody mentioned it along the way while they were
Yeah.
doing their meetings, while they were doing their planning and looking at it. And someone said, "You know what we got to do is give him all the skills." And probably somebody
Yeah.
went, "Ooh, well, you can't do that. He'd be way too powerful." But that just indicates they don't know anything about their damn game because he wouldn't be. Just wouldn't matter.
Wouldn't make any difference. One commander.
But it
not
would have
the skills.
mattered for the player base and the community. They'd have gone, "That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is something that's
Yeah.
never been done. It will never
Yeah.
be done again because who else would have every skill than Chuck?"
Yeah.
I know we make. He's a meme.
No,
It's a thing,
seriously,
right?
would you get, I mean,
yeah,
you wouldn't. Yeah, exactly that. You wouldn't get Putin as a commander, would you? And give him all the skills.
yeah. It's
or General de Gaulle. You wouldn't get him either, would you?
okay.
He'd have all the skills in reverse. No, you're right. Yeah, Chuck should have all the skills. I've said that from the beginning.
It's such a big popular culture thing and everyone in the West anyway. I don't know if Russia even knows about it or not, but I assume they do because I think that you could get Chuck in Russia as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just weird to me that you don't take advantage of stuff like that. That seems so easy. So the responses were pretty funny on the forum right here. Do you really think the mentor perk is important? Please spend another 200 gold to fix this. That was pretty funny. This is actually my the EU one. Good job, appreciate that. Spending tons of credits, turning 2-man is not the best idea. I got this multiple times, and it's a great point. Just a technical point is if you are going to spend books, credits, whatever you're spending to increase a crew, put it in a crew that has more people, so they all get the benefit.
Yeah. So they all
of it.
get. Yeah.
Realize you'll
It's a
have
fair
to
one, isn't it?
retrain him with some gold if you're not actually going to use that particular guy in that particular tank. It just didn't matter on my account, on my NA account. I didn't care, so I just put him in the mana core, and it was part of the video. So that's what I'm saying. Anyway,
Yeah.
it was a good point,
Yeah.
but it's not like I A, didn't think about it, and B, cared.
So what? It was not a good point then.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to Guido 1212, the CEO of Bad Decisions. That was
Oh dear. Oh, dog's in.
Someone said play the sheriff account. They gave us all the tanks with crews at 100. Yep, I have one of those too. All right, so then we have the NA one, which had a few more responses. This is the Thanos, a small price to pay for salvation. That's a lot of golden credits. Yep, that is a $1,400 worth of golden credits. Was worth it. It's the Chuck-a-core, by the way, guys. The Chuck-a-core. That's awesome. I have thought about doing something like that could work. Wargaming made me do it. The way certain of the special commanders and crew are skilled, it almost looks like an intentional money sink. Yeah, they're neat, but you don't really but if you really want them to be super effective, you still have to throw a bunch of books, or play them a bunch, right? Or play them a bunch.
Yeah.
Actually, you said somebody mentioned me on a stream.
Yes, it was Jermir on Wargaming over here, or the main Wargaming site, and she said there's only one person that's putting his thumbs up for Chuck, and that's Guido. Everybody else wants skill for you. This is EU. Everybody else wants skill for you, and because you can get skill for you 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
So because there's competitions on the EU where you can win him.
She had when I watched, and I couldn't find the part where she mentioned me, but then I only watched 10 minutes. Kind of skipped around and hoped I'd get lucky, but I didn't. Standard. But her barracks was covered in these 4 different guys.
Like a weird guy with half a face and another
that's
half
awesome
a face.
Epic guys. They're pretty fun. Awesome Epic.
Yeah.
They're pretty funny. Yeah. So that's that. Theirs because there's 2 of them. One half was one guy's face and one half was the other guy's face.
Yeah. But she had loads of them because you can get loads of them. You know.
And she spent a lot of that stream putting different crews in different tanks with.
I've got just as an aside, I've got in one of my French lights, 1357F, I think. I've got 3 Charles de Gaulles. I think we've had this conversation on stream, but I've got 3 Charles de Gaulles, and obviously one's a commander, one's a gunner, one's the driver, and they all compete with each other about who's in charge because they're all 3 Charles de Gaulle. It is me that is in charge of this tank. No, I am the commander, therefore I am in charge. No, I am Charles de Gaulle, so I am in charge. So it's a nightmare when I'm playing it because all 3 of them work against each other, you know. So you're just a gunner. I am the driver. I go in reverse very fast.
I am the French army.
Yeah.
All right.
So I want Guido. I want 3 Guidos in my tank, and then they can say, "You played too aggressive. No, be more aggressive. No. Oh, F artillery."
The problem with having three Guidos in a tank is you drive by some of the trucks on the maps and stuff would start falling out the back of it just randomly, and they'd find it. They're like, I found this. It fell out of the back of a truck.
I don't know
where it came from.
It's handy though.
Could you have not just done that in the test server for free and enjoyed it for a few days? Yes.
Good point.
Kind of missing the point though. Anyway, no offense to Charles, but Captain Wurlitzer needs some attention. True. I did actually skill him up. He got to 6 because he did not. I don't think he had a free. He may have came with 1 less skill. I don't remember. But anyway, he's at 6. I think it's
in the Chuck-a-core, isn't he?
Well, I think Chuck is actually a 6 cents for free, and maybe this guy is not a 6 cents for free. It just came with him. I don't remember how that went down.
All right, cool.
Going to think of this when someone declares Watt to be pay to win, implying that a lot of people do even more than this example to win. You still have to be good enough. This is kind of the point I made earlier, and part of where I kind of got the idea, started thinking about it, because I thought, oh yeah, pay to win, and then I did the math on how much money. I'm like, okay, nobody's, except maybe that Russian guy. I don't know. And is he winning? That's the next question. Okay, you paid all this money.
I will dig out his details because he's obviously a Russian billionaire. He's one of the ex-KGB officers who now do dodgy deals, and he's obviously loaded because he's probably bought every crew book going.
Yeah. So, spending 20 grand on it just didn't matter to him,
Yeah, it's small change, isn't it?
Me sitting here free to play, so +1, since it's found money or gold in this case, 100%. Basically, it's, for creating content, which I did. You did allude to this. Good follow through, copy. beaten to the punch. He has the same comment. Two-man crew. Yeah, there was a discussion about, somebody said, well, maybe he did that so that the skills would be unlocked for Chuck, because if I put him in another tank where the commander isn't the radio guy, then I can't pick those while I'm doing the books.
Yeah.
Wouldn't really
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
though, because I only got to 7. I could just pick
Yeah.
7, move him to another tank, and then reskill him for a little bit more
Reskill
gold.
him, yeah,
So I
get a
mean,
bit of gold.
there's ways around
Yeah.
that, no problem.
Yeah.
And I answered all that. This guy put Chuck in the Japanese line for the on track because Japan needs the greatest karate warrior. That's good. That's
Brilliant.
good. That's Rocket Man saying hi. Yeah, he's like, maybe I should stay away until I'm sure you're still sane. Here's a good one. Thanks for the video. A bit of an eye opener when 2 mil got less than 1%. Yeah, man, crazy.
Yeah. That was something that stood out to me because that was towards the end, wasn't it? When you
Yeah.
were trying to get that final skill to 100%.
And a box wouldn't even do a 1% sometimes.
No,
Yeah.
isn't that mad? Isn't that just madness in itself?
Right, did I say box? I think I meant to say book if I said box. How to be dump 101. I think you meant dumb. 101 pay to win. I don't know.
Whatever. It's content creation, buddy. Get over yourself.
Chuck is not impressed. I know. I have been dealing with Chuck's recriminating stares for the last couple of weeks.
He looks at you differently in the garage now, doesn't he? He just
He's like,
stares
that's all
at
you got? You
Yeah.
could only get me to 7 skills? Come on.
Yeah, get your money out.
Somebody else is talking about doing that. Let's see. That was dumb. Wrong tank to do it in. But that would be common sense. Now what? Okay, all right. How do you miss the point?
Yeah, it's because there's dumb people out there. It's the interweb.
It's amazing. You must have went insane, especially when you don't know what Crew 2.0 will bring. Good point, and I know 2.0 is coming, and that was again not the point of the video. But there you go. Clearly shows why players that have 7 to 8 skill crews are not happy about 2.0. They've grinded out the past 10 years to get those crews worth 600, and now they will be reduced to 5 skill crews. I know people are are irritated about that, but I think they're going to rework the skills so much that in theory it'll be the same idea, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you would hope that if you've got a commander with 7 skills like Chuck, if they redo it and he is the commander, all the other crew skills will affiliate to him
Yeah.
as a commander. Because if it's going to be similar to World of Warships, then yeah, all that skill set sits with the commander, not the crew. Although you'll still have some form of crew.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've lost it with that. I just can't get into it purely because I can't be bothered with it because I don't agree with it. So I won't look at it. I won't look at it in any detail till it kicks off.
Yeah.
And then I'll go, all right, I'll look at it now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll talk about it and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's you can look at changes sometimes and go, that's going to be a train wreck. A lot of times you look at it and go, well, I'm not really sure how that's going to affect things.
Yeah.
I wasn't so excited about Equipment 2.0, but I don't think it's changed too much. It's created a few more builds that are interesting, and you can kind of customize a few things along the way, which is cool. The CVS is fun for high tier scouts, but I think overall it was pretty well done and didn't change the game too much.
No.
And we'll see what happens to Group 2.0. But this guy, it's people that I think read the title of the forum post, read the forum posts, and then comment without really looking at the video or really understanding.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just it is.
It's like, just give Wargaming money. That way they will never fix the game. I didn't give them any money. They gave me all those resources, and I used it. So there was not a dime
That's
spent
called
here.
regifting. You regifted your Christmas presents from Wargaming. Well
Correct.
done, sir.
No interwebs finances were harmed in the making of this video.
Oh, the Snowflake Society, isn't it wonderful? Can I just come in on Randall Green? And I do apologise, I've not responded to your picking on the French. Well, I'm English. It comes when I'm born. It's a genetic thing, and so I have to pick on the French. Sorry.
It'd be a different story if we had French here, but since they're other people, we always just mock everyone else.
Dear, oh dear.
Oh man, Odd Dog, Odd Dog. How could you forget? It's coffee talk morning, man.
Wow.
Welcome, welcome. What else we got? Comments wise, responses probably from the 100,000 gamers with a two. Yeah, it's well, I'm going to broach this subject. I'm just going to say one thing about it, but it is connected to what you're saying and what I was saying about people who just spout off without having enough information to really spout off. I am leaving a large social media platform in America, and that's all I'll say about it. And the reason is exactly that. People who blather about things they don't know about, who are unaccountable on the interwebs for just mocking people or going crazy or whatever, without any irony or humor involved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is so endemic on the interweb. Just the whole unaccountable. I can say whatever I want. It's so toxic. It's incredible. So
Yeah.
it's always been something I've tried to not do here.
Yeah. I mean, the caveat to all of that is that it is not in any way, shape or form, because it's social media, real life. It's all, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I don't do social media. You've seen my phone, it's a Nokia 110. It's all BS as far as I'm concerned. People can put what they like, how they like, whenever they want, anywhere they like, and people believe it, seriously.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't entertain that sort of thing in my life. I don't give a toss.
Well, what's weird about it is you have this like trepidation. Attack Crows basically hit the nail on the head right there. You have this trepidation about leaving this third-party private company that has somehow become the gatekeeper of your personal life.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
that realization, which smarter people than me would have come to earlier, but I'm unfrozen caveman pilot. And for a while,
Are you really?
Yeah. I've been frozen since the 1900s. They just brought me to
You used
life.
to fly with camels, didn't you? Then they give you a jet. And you went, what the
I
heck?
know. I'm like, yeah, what my camels sop with, baby. That's right.
Superb.
But I mean, it was a bad feeling to go, wow, I don't want to leave this site because I feel like I'll be cut off from people. And I went,
wow,
just that feeling is horrifying.
Yep.
And I don't want some private company to have that power over me. It's completely voluntary for me to be involved with it. So why am I subjecting myself to this toxicity that this place has become? It was at the beginning I loved it because it was such a great way to connect. Being able to keep in touch, and it still is that, but
that's the hook. That's the hook, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. But then once, and with great power comes great responsibility. The company has great power. They need to do their level best to remain as neutral in many things as they can, and they are unable to do that. So I am unable to be a part of that anymore. So I don't know, man. It's a weird thing. But my wife has been against social media from day one. She despises it. She's watched how the kids have been affected by it on other platforms, Snapchat, Instagram, all these other things. And she's been adamantly against it. And I've always, because I'm an internet person, obviously there's some hypocrisy here because I'm still dealing with other companies. I'm here with Twitch, I'm doing YouTube, stuff like that. But for now, the reward to me from that is still enough to deal with the BS. But for that particular website, I don't know.
I mean, Wayne makes a good point. Let me just dig into what Wayne said there. FB is just keeping in touch with relatives and friends, and that's all I need. That is fine. However, this is how I keep in touch. I do this, pieces of paper and a pen. I write my kids letters.
Do you?
And I do this. I phone them on a non-internet connected phone. And that's all I need. And then I go and see them if I need to. Now, I get it. If you've got friends and relatives all over the world, it's easy to keep in touch on something like social media. I get it. But you've got to understand there is a payback for having that level of contact availability. And the payback is that you become part of that data mining information system, and they've got everything they want to know about you on that system. And I'm not a Big Brother advocate. I don't believe that they're watching us. Of course they are, but you voluntarily giving them pictures, information, personal details, they're storing that somewhere. And what are they using it for? Ad revenue? Who knows? I just don't have nothing to do with it. My kids hate me writing to them because I expect them to write back. Where's my letter? Oh, I can't have just phoned you, Dad.
Yeah. So my intention with it is, I'm going to be disconnecting from a lot of these things. I'm not going into a bunker in the hills. That's, it's not that kind of ridiculousness, but it is drawing back from some of that stuff, and I'm going to use that time for other creative outlets to read more, because I used to be a huge reader. I was a voracious reader. In the last probably 5 or 6 years, that's really dropped off because I spend so much time dicking around with this thing.
Exactly.
And I do a lot with World of Tanks and my gaming and stuff and my company, which great. But that extra little time, that's all sunk into staring at this thing and responding to idiots, because I've never been able to suffer fools, and I feel like they need to be what's the word I'm looking for? Countered, I guess, not violently or anything like that, but ideas need to have other ideas put up against them to see if they have merit. But the problem is that there is a large amount of censorship going on, and it's come to a head.
Well, in any human interaction, there is an opinion and an opinion, and the fact that you interact and then you formulate, you still retain your opinion, your ideas, but you agree a common ground. That's called conversation. That's called facilitation.
And you get that face to face.
You get that face to face on something like social media, and I mean we could go on this forever, but on something on social media, you can have this massive opinion, and everybody goes, yeah, that's it, and this little voice in the corner go, well, no, actually, it's not. It gets completely ignored because the overwhelming, it's all that, it's all this. Yeah. If you're going to read, I recommend a John Milton book, mate.
Yeah.
You get hold of that. There's some cracking John Milton poems in there.
Yeah.
All right. So I might actually send you this, but anyway. But it'll take about 3 months to get to you, Royal Mail.
Yeah.
That's a good,
so I'm gonna turn that. That's my time. I can choose to put that where I want to put it. Everyone has this little piece of power that's them, and when you conglomerate that power into various things, those people that are running that thing, they conglomerate that power, and then they use that power. And if they use that power in a way you don't like, then you have to stop giving them your little piece. And you might go, well, that's not really going to change anything. But if enough people take their piece of power away from them, that particular dirtbag doesn't have that power anymore. And that goes for everything, companies, politicians, organizations, whatever it is.
I always when people go, yeah, but that's not going to change anything. I go, yes, it does, because guess what? It changes stuff for me. I'm not interested in changing the company, the business, whatever it is that's affected me, but it's changed it for me, and that's
right.
All I'm
and that's my point. It's not a kind of thing. It's just, look, this company, whatever the company it might be, no longer aligns with something I want to support, and so I'll take my little piece of power and I'll move on.
Yeah.
No recriminations. Absolutely. Thank you for what you've done in the past. I surely enjoyed it. But
Shirley enjoyed it, did she?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Shirley.
I know Shirley.
Oh, that was really deep. All right, let's move on from all that mess.
Let's wind it back. Where are we?
Shards. We wanted to talk about shards before we go. Shards. Guys, I don't think it's possible to finish. Has anybody finished every? Yeah, don't call me Shirley. Has anybody actually finished all of the collections, and what did it take to do it? For example, in my garage here, I have 60,000 shards. Remember, I had 200 boxes. I have probably spent, I want to say, 20 to 30,000 shards getting to where I am. I have 60,000 left, but if you look at my collections, I still need, math in public, 54 54 decorations. Most are tier 5s, not all.
Yeah, yeah,
54, a tier 5 is 1,000, but that's not even guaranteeing the specific one. It's actually, what, 1,080? That's, and now if you consider the ones you build that you can break again, I'm just going to go straight up with I can do 60 creations, but I don't have 60 of the, what's it called? I do not have 60 of the anti-duplicators. I've already used 2. So I'm going to do some duplicates, clearly. I don't think, even with 60,000, I have quite enough shards to make sure that I finish all 4 of those.
no.
That's
I've got 68.
200 boxes. Now, to be fair, on my NA account, I haven't done every one of the free boxes things because I haven't played this account that much. So the daily boxes that I did. But when I go over to my free-to-play on EU, it's not even close.
No.
I'll be lucky to finish 1.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same. I've got to get 68 tier 5s to complete the collection on my NA account. I've got to get a lot more than that on my EU account. I've actually focused my EU account for the last 3 weeks. So I don't think it's achievable. If somebody's achieved it...
Okay, Jimmy
says he's five away.
So he's spent 300, which is 225 boxes, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's got 3 75 box sets out of his $300. So that's 25 more big boxes. He's probably played most of the daily missions. So that's a good example of what it actually takes. He probably, and a gift of 25. So 250 boxes, even more boxes.
Yeah.
250 boxes. I'm assuming you played most of the days and got most of the free boxes, and you're still 5 away. Wow. I mean, that's...
Yeah, Banzai said he did it, but it took large boxes to complete. And Howie says he's 3 away from getting the 50% credit bonus, but only had 1 collect. See, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you focus on getting Chuck, like I did, I used all my shards to simplify missions, which got me Chuck. But then it meant I didn't have enough shards to do the collections.
Yeah.
So it's one or the other, isn't it?
Why? So it begs the question that you and I were talking about before we started. Why is it so expensive to get a camo?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is you know what I'm saying? Okay, so the credit increase is important, but you don't need to complete the collection to do that. So I get that. People want to get to 50%. I think you can do that. I'm pretty close to it, and I think what's going to happen is on my EU account, when we're done here, I'm going to quickly do that because I got to go watch some football here pretty soon. But when I do my EU account, my aim is going to be to get to 50%. I'm not going to be able to finish any of the collections on my EU account. And and that was only 3 boxes, 3 big boxes, and then getting nearly every mission I could get over the time. I did play nearly every mission. So I'm going to be able to get my 50% probably, but I'm not going to be able to complete... Excuse me, I'm probably not going to be able to complete a... in fact, I may not even be able to get 50%.
Yeah,
based on what I need on my
you might end up with, close to like 44% or something like that, I think is the stage.
So, the question then is what the hell? What, the reward for the effort doesn't fit. And it feels, you said that you feel like it sort of fell off the radar. They just sort of...
I think, again, this is, we alluded to it earlier on, is that Wargaming put these packages out, they design this whole thing and they do this, but they don't see it through to the end. They don't test it to the end to see what the end results are and how difficult it would be to complete it completely. Like you would with anything else. You would take it, test it, it's fine, then you put it out there. And I think what they do, and I think somebody alluded to it earlier on in chat, is that departments don't talk to each other. So somebody has this wonderful idea, let's do this, that, and the other. They do it, it goes out public, but they don't know what the end result is. And now it's only just coming out, people are realizing, well, you can only do 2 out of the 3 objectives to this in any one time. And so it's leaving people frustrated because unless you spend money, $300 on boxes, for example, you're not going to complete them all.
Yeah, and that's what Wayne said, it takes money. And I get that, I do understand that, and I'm not necessarily against it. It feels like the reward for the effort is a little bit out of whack
Yeah.
on this,
Yeah.
and Chuck was kind of the thing people were going after, and that was, I will say, relatively easy. It was a bit grindy at times, but you could do it. And some shards could be used to make it easier. That was a shard sink,
Yeah.
but when they first did this, the first year, it was all about kind of the camos and some other things. It was
Yes.
relatively easy
Yeah.
to do, but I don't know if they really intended people to get all four without boxes, and I'm not against that. But this year, I'm looking at going free to play. You'd be hard pressed to even get one damn camo out of it.
Yeah, no, that's the point, isn't it? It's not like you just missed out on one little thing. You've probably missed out on the bulk of what the objectives were for this particular event. If you were free to play, because there's no way if you were free to play and didn't spend a penny, would you get anywhere near anything this year. Very difficult, I would say.
Yeah, Wayne makes a good point. People spend $300 to $400 on boxes and they don't have a way to get a chieftain because they don't play Clan Wars. It's a great point, dude. I cannot argue that point. It's a fantastic point. It's one of the things I've been talking about for a long time. I bring it up in the CC channel. I get shouted down by the people who have them because they're Clan Wars players and they deserve that and all that. I'm like, okay, guys, I don't get it, but whatever. So it just seems like it was a little much, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the whole event was fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I get that, and it was brilliant. For me, finishing the event and being able to complete all objectives is a big deal. You know, it might not be a big deal for everybody. For me, you know, I like to do this, and then it's all I've done it.
Yeah.
It's all done. But I will never get there on either account. It doesn't matter how much focus I put into it. Like I say, 3 weeks on the EU account just lately. It's not got me anywhere. It's got me chucked.
You know, I like to compare it from year to year. Last year I got 200 boxes from Wargaming. Thank you. This year I got 200. Thank you. Last year it was easy to complete it with 200 boxes.
Yeah.
You know, so you spent $250 and you completed those. And you got your 4 camos.
Yeah.
Who gives a damn
Yeah.
about camos?
Yeah.
This year I got the same amount, and I'm worried I'm not going to be able to complete all of them.
No, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. So
I don't know. Yeah, no, that's true. If you don't play the event, you don't get the prize card bitch because you didn't play the event. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, but even in playing the event to the best of your ability, but not spending money on it, means you won't complete the event. And that's a little bit. Or you have.
It's a fine line, though, isn't it? Because on the one hand, I've said it before. I'm not worried about them making certain things cost money. Making the event to where it's not really possible to get all 4 doesn't bother me that much. But making it so expensive and that cost continuing to go up, that's a little bit crazy. And the point is, it's a damn camo.
Yeah.
You know, so I wouldn't worry about it. Somebody else made a good.
I am.
These completions. Somebody else made a good point there about you can buy the older camos just with shards for X numbers. That's great. If you haven't finished your last year's, then you can grab some camos that way, and that's another way to do it. Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. All right, cool. So that's that. Good luck with that, fellas. Make sure you do that today, like we mentioned earlier. Real quick, I think Status Report is defunct. I haven't seen them post anything. That's Rita's blog in about a month, so maybe a little over. So I don't know if they've changed. Maybe they've gone somewhere else. Have they changed URLs? I don't know.
There's a lot of changes because I know, and I go to World of Tanks archives, Harkonnen, and he used to have links on his site to various other sites, which he doesn't have anymore.
Oh, wow,
so I guess it's changes, isn't it? So.
That's pretty much it there, Pilgrim. That's all I've got from.
I've got one final thing I think we forgot to mention was Vital Spark and Panzer Klaus.
Oh yeah.
Vital Spark were the winners. And the winners will get a 3D style for the UDES 1516.
There you go.
There you go.
I did not.
I can't remember who I picked.
Jimmy says he got it. Jimmy says he's got it. Cool.
Oh, cool. All right, that's great.
So check the garage. It should be out there. All right, folks. I think that's it for me, man. This has been a 2-hour one. These are getting longer and longer. All right, appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you so much for the support of the channel over the year. We'll see you in the new year. Hopefully things settle down and we have a smoother year. Let me just leave it at that. That's all I've got from the left side of the Atlantic.
And this is Pilgrim signing off from the correct side of the Atlantic.
See ya.